Hey, what up, barbecue family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Killer Miller Q, and today I'm firing up the Lone Star. I held this video to the weekend just so I could bring you a little something for your Easter, a little something special. My Lone Star grill is already fired up. We're gonna be double smoking this ham. We got an apple cherry bourbon ham coming your way. It is magnifique. Let's go. Alright, let's get into it. So you saw the finished product. Here we go. Nothing special. I got a basic, cheap spiral ham from a local grocery store. I think this mug was about 13 bucks. It's about 10 pounds. So literally just took it off the package. I give it a little pat dry. It's going to be coming in a little bit of a saline type of a solution. You always want to get rid of this plastic piece. You definitely don't want to cook that in there. And then other than that, it'll usually come with this handy dandy packet right here that you'll see. What they got in here is some sugar, brown sugar, fructose, spices, honey, and less than 2% oil. Yeah. We're going to do a little something better than that today, so don't you worry about that. We can toss that thing to the side. So this is all we're going to do. Easy prep, nothing crazy. I'm going to pat this thing dry. I'm going to give it a quick little spray down with some olive oil spray. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using, and I haven't bought any rubs. I've been good lately. I grabbed a little something from a barbecue store, a little something from old Matt Pittman over there with the Meat Church Barbecue. This honey bacon barbecue rub, which I have been eyeballing for a while. Tasted it, tastes great. I'm about to be using that on this bird. I was about to say this bird. On this ham to get things started. I don't want to, a lot of times I can open this thing up and kind of start getting all in there in between the slices. But you know what? As it starts cooking, it starts pulling away from the bone a lot. So I really don't want to disturb it too much. I'm going to leave it just as is. Give it a good coating all over. I'll bring you right back. All right. As you can see, I have liberally put this seasoning on there. You don't got to hold back too much. At the end of the day, that is a huge piece when you think that's actually going to be a slice of ham there at the bottom, that whole piece. So that's a big piece. You're not really getting a whole lot that's going to be on the inside. So really that's just going to be some outside flavor there on the skin. So I went pretty heavy. I'm not going to move it. I'm going to let this kind of sit in and saturate. I did spray it down with a little bit of that olive oil spray. Before I actually went, here can they come with the cleaners. Before I actually went ahead and seasoned it up, but I'm gonna let it hang out. I'll re-hit it again, and then I'll also open it up just so I can get that front piece a little bit of love on there. And other than that, we're gonna be slipping it right over there onto my handy dandy rack, and that way this will be a little easier to kind of transport it and move it around. We are officially at the pit. There is that baby. You see it with a little light on. It's a nice day out here in AZ as we getting ready for Easter. Looking nice and pretty already. Like I told you, gave it a little spray with that olive oil after patting it dry, and hit it with a good amount of that that honey bacon Meat Church rub. So this is gonna be ready to rock. That rub tastes amazing. It's nice and sweet, so I wasn't worried about caking that on there pretty thick. You see I got it on my rack here. I always put that rack upside down so these little points and divots don't get stuck in your rack, so you can just easily spin this baby around. So there's a little easy tip for you. We're gonna be tossing this baby on. I'm pretty much at about 250. I'm gonna throw a probe in there. Keep in mind, this is already pre-cooked. So essentially, this is all we're doing is warming this baby up. Obviously, we're warming it up out here in the smoker, so we're gonna get some good extra smoke on there. So it's gonna be our double smoked ham. We'll get back to that glaze. I'm gonna toss a probe in there. Make sure you don't actually hit the bone itself, but more or less right there, somewhat in the middle. And we just want to get this baby up to about 140. I'm expecting about 2 to 3 hours. This is a just about a little over a 10-pound ham piece that we're looking at here. Let me pop this baby open and grab my probe. And there we go. So that's all set up. It's hooked up to my old thermopro over here. It's already, what, 45? So we got a ways to go. I'll come check on this thing and bring it in about 2 hours. And then we'll start getting that glaze together and everything. And I'll bring you back to take a peek when we add some wood. So we're a little over an hour just throwing some wood in. We've been holding strong at about 250. Yeah, we're getting some nice little color in over here. We only at 65 degrees, so we still got quite a ways to go. I am gonna get us a full rotation though. Give it a good 180. Other than that, I'm gonna let it go. There we go. Nice 180. This mug is looking gravy. You can see it's starting to pull away a little bit. So we cooking down, like I said, 66 degrees. Let me close this thing back up. 250. Got that pecan wood smoking. You know what's up. I see an hour. Yeah. 2 hours, 10 minutes in. Just tossing the log in, letting that get nice and ignited. And we're going to get this thing rotated yet again. Oh, yeah. Beautiful looking color. You can see that bubbling off the top of that bone. You know we're going to keep that bone for the end. Look at that color that's good. So I did a 180 turn last time. I'm going to go ahead and dip this butt side back there towards the hot side. I'm only rolling at about 102. Like I said, it's about 2 hours and 10 minutes in. So not too much to do. Maybe I hit it with a little bit of this olive oil. Let this thing keep going. All right, you see that quarter turn. This baby is looking beautiful. Loving this color that it's coming off with. We got some good smoke getting on here. I'm only at 106. Like I said, we probably at 220 about now. So I'm about to start getting this glaze together. We're going to do this right out here on this Lone Star. Basically, we're just going to go ahead and go grab a pot. And then we'll be putting that over here. And then I need to put together a pan. I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil just so it protects that pan a little bit. And that way you don't got to drop all of that stuff into your smoker. Hey team, I want to jump in here real quick and let you know, thanks for following along on today's cook. If you are new to the channel, you know the drill. Go to that bottom right corner, subscribe, check out some of the other videos you've missed. For everybody else that's been following along, I appreciate you. To all my family out there, happy Easter. Make sure that you keep following along. Find me on IG. I put my link tree down there and you can find me on any social site. Other than that, back to the work. All right, so we got our ingredients out here for our glaze. So this is what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be using a little bit of that hot honey. We got a little bit of this apple cherry rib candy by Texas Pepper Jelly. I've been wanting to try this here. I tried it out the bottle, of course, and like it says right there, all sweet, no heat. This is gonna be something that I definitely want to get. I'm probably gonna have to grab me some ribs for the weekend just so I can get a chance to check it out. We're going to be using some my favorite. You can use whatever kind that you get your hands on, but this is a brand I happen to like, of some cherry preserves. We got about a little over a cup of brown sugar. I went with light brown sugar. And then we got a little bit of bourbon. Now that's supposed to only be 2 ounces. I might have used my too big a shot glass, but I think it'll be just fine. At the end of the day, you can eyeball this recipe to kind of get to a consistency that you like. It's nothing too crazy. However, I'll make sure that I kind of let you know what I'm doing. I'm coming with that, like I said, a little bit more than a cup of brown sugar. You're looking at about 2 ounces, give or take, probably more give, of that bourbon right there. Whatever kind you like, try to go with something that's nice and smooth. I'm going to be adding in about 4 ounces of these cherry preserves, a couple ounces of the rib candy, along with a couple ounces of the hot honey. I believe this hot honey should be cool. It should give me a little bit of heat in here to kind of warm all of this stuff up, and this sweetness will break up this alcohol nicely. So nothing too crazy. Let me get all of that here in this pan, and then we're going to slide right on over there to the cooker. All right, so we roughly at 2 hours, 47 minutes. We're not about to peek in on this thing yet. I'm at 117 degrees. We're gonna finish up this glaze here. I'm just gonna be throwing it right on top. Get my spoon up out of there. And I'll use my little sifter to mix it up. Got a little of the versatility of this old grill. So at the end of the day, we're trying to get to a consistency that works for you. You can always add in more of those cherry preserves if you need to, as well as a little bit of honey, which will give you a little bit more of that thickness. And we're just gonna get this come up to a nice little simmer, cook out a little bit of that alcohol, make sure you give it a taste, and then we'll come back on it. And it didn't take too long for me to get to this point. Pretty much once you can get that thing bubbling like that, it only needs to go like that for a couple minutes. You can already smell that liquor cooking up off of there a little bit if you tasted it, which I already did. You pretty much taste a lot of that liquor in the beginning. Once it kind of bubbles, we're going to basically burn off that alcohol, and then it's going to get into a nice, more smoother, and it'll come together. We're going to get one glaze on this ham here, and then from here, we're going to finish it out until it gets up to that 140 mark, and we'll hit it at every 10, 15 minutes. All right, now let's get a peek at this old ham. You can see it's starting to open up. It's getting close to being done. 120 degrees. So perfect time to get this thing glazed. We want to wait to the back end because we're only going up to 140. And when we add all this sugar on here, it's going to caramelize up fast. We don't want it to all be burnt, but I do want it to get some of that caramelization on there. And we're just going to get a couple mean gestures on here. You can see we've thickened up a little bit now that it's calming down. The cooler it gets, the more it will kind of thicken up, but this should be perfect for the glaze consistency that I'm looking for to be able to kind of wet this bird up. Well, I keep wanting to say bird. This ham up and get it nice and colorful. Let me get this thing painted, and then I'll bring you right back. All right, I had to bring you in here for one of the fun parts. I'm just going to kind of go over the top with a little bit of this glaze. Let's see how much of a mess we can make. I don't want to use it all. Oh, yeah. Let's get a little of that beautifulness all over this thing. And now I'm going to kind of brush in the rest. See us getting a little bit of that color. We're going to fill it all in real nice and pretty. Oh yeah, man, when I tell you the color that you got to put on there, so make sure you got your little spreader or whatever. I can't even think off the top of my head right now what this is called, but make sure you got one of these. It's real handy to be able to get in between these pieces so you can get a little bit in there. You got them cherry chunks in there from them preserves. This baby is glistening. Now that little stickiness is gonna grab a little bit more of that smoke and kind of stick it on the outside of it. But I'm gonna let this thing hang out for 15 more minutes, and then we'll come and get it another good glazing of this good old marmalade, so we'll call it. But I'll see you in a sec. All right, I am up to 130 now. So let's come back in here. Yeah. And you know what? I brought my extra preserves and everything right here. You can see it's thickening up. Look at that. We might have to get that on some biscuits or something. That right there, that's fire. But you know what? I got so much that it ran off right here. But you can see, obviously, I'm not level because I see it all kind of pulling down here. That I probably just going to use that to kind of get it reglazed right back up and just re-wet it right back with its own goodness. This is why I wanted to throw this on a pan so I can catch some of this so it don't all got to be in the bottom of my grill. And then the reason I put that foil on there on both sides was just so, even though I do got some outdoor pans, that I'm not afraid to let it get beat up a little bit, because the smoker will turn them dark. If you do cover them with that aluminum foil, especially with something sticky like this, it's a hell of a lot easier when it's time to clean up, and it'll help you with all that black soot and char and stuff not being on there. I'm gonna go ahead and glaze this baby back down, and this might be about the last time you're gonna see it until it comes out at 140, and then we'll give it a final glaze and let it rest. And the best part is we'll get us a taste. Ding! For all my 5 Heartbeat fans out there, y'all already know what that is. That's that old Eddie Kane. Check out my baby right here. Looking oh so beautiful. Gave it one last rub down. This thing is looking good. It's got these cherries all over it. Still got me a little extra of that glaze. I think I am going to be using that for maybe a morning biscuit or something. Have me a nice adult biscuit with that little bit of bourbon on there. But it came out great. I tell you what, it smells amazing. This thing looks amazing. Got some great color on here. It ended up taking about 4 hours and 10 minutes, which is actually longer than I thought for this 10-pound ham, but that's actually kind of cool because I know I got some good smoke in on it. Let me grab me a knife, and then I'm thinking right in this area right around here, we'll trim a little bit of that off, and let's get us a taste of this. I'm telling you, this thing smells amazing. All right, I grabbed me a knife. Now, keep in mind, we will not get rid of this bone, so I'm going to end up more or less cutting like a square right around it, and then I'll have more than enough ham that I can kind of put to the side, as I love to make sandwiches and everything. But I just want to get a nice little something off of this part right here. You know, this is the part, look at all that juiciness. You know, with it being that this is already pre-cooked, sorry about that. Being that this is already pre-cooked, we only took this up to 140 degrees, and these little outside pieces normally get a little extra char Get a little extra done. They can get dried out, but I'm not too mad at the way these is looking. Let me see. Oh yeah. Man. This is about 2 times better than the one we did last year. Wow. That glaze. Let me tell you. Ooh, wait till my baby taste this one. Hold on. Let me turn this around. Alright, so we got that thing done. I'm gonna tell you something. This ham right here, easily 2 times better than the one I did last year, and I really enjoyed that. Now, I don't know if part of that is because I'm on my Lone Star grill versus being over there on my Green Mountain pellet grill, and I just get a little bit more of that smoke flavor, but I do know one thing, just flat out flavor and taste wise, this ham right here is slamming. It's got a whole lot more on it, and we did a little something extra. So let's get a quick review. I tell you what I thought before I get me some more ham and I get on up out of here. So 4 hours and 10 minutes was what it took for this cook. Like I said, I had a little bit more than a 10-pound ham. I'm happy with that because I was able to get a little bit more smoke into it. I went 250 the whole time. I used pecan wood like normal. It's about time for me to order some more as we're getting closer to the summer. And pretty much kept it simple. I mean, it's literally, I got a cheap store-bought ham, 13 bucks, nothing crazy. Other than that, I did go grab me a new rub, since I haven't grabbed any rubs in a while. This honey bacon barbecue rub by Meat Church, pretty damn good. A lot of sugar to it, a lot of sweetness. You can taste that bacon flavor. I'm definitely interested on trying these on some ribs, but pretty much seasoned that baby up strong with that. When we came back, the thing that set this thing off and put it over the top, other than that double smoke and have that extra layer of smoke on there, was that glaze we put together. Basically, it was brown sugar. You had some of these cherry preserves. This is my favorite brand right here. This was the first time that I got to use this Texas pepper jelly rib candy. The one that I had here is just this apple cherry. There's no heat to this one, even though they got some that's got like habanero and stuff in there. I wanted just a sweet, and I wanted that apple in there. This is like I mean, you talk about a glaze, this is like a straight syrup to put on there. This is exactly what it says, a rib candy. So I got some ideas on some things that I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna definitely play around and check some stuff out on this. But let me tell you, I remember a lot of times seeing a lot of people using this hot honey probably about a year ago. I never jump on the trends. A lot of times I'm a little behind more or less, and I kind of make my own way. But I did say that at some point I wanted to pull it out and I was gonna use it in a cook. I thought it would be a nice way to impart some heat into this. I like this a lot. This was my first time tasting some hot honey. Didn't really have an over-the-top hot taste. Kind of more that habanero bite type of a taste, which I liked a lot. It did great in this. I got an idea for this. I'm definitely going to be reusing this soon. This is nothing special. I grabbed this at CVS, just some regular hot honey. But all together with the brown sugar and that whole mixture, that came out to be phenomenal. Glazed that baby over a couple times. I can't be too much happier with the results overall. So with that said, it's time to get up out of here. All my cats, and the group is growing. Check out some of these podcasts with Black Smoke Barbecue. I'm gonna do a better job making sure I link those and put those in the my stories and everything as well, so you can check them out. Check out some of my guys and some of these great conversations we have behind barbecue. Big shout out to all the family. Big shout out to all my subscribers, and a big shout out to you for watching right now. Happy Easter, enjoy your Sunday, and other than that, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.